What's going on, fellas? It's your boy Stevie Arkins, Stevie from Sesh, all that good stuff, coming at you live from the Sesh studio. Today we are having my boy, your friend from that one time, come on to the Sesh today. Talk about the Shred and Breakfast series. Talk a little bit about how he's kind of changing the game with the whole, just like a collaborative of writers, coming together to just make footage and do their thing. You know what I mean? But of course, before we get into that, we gotta throw some shout outs to the scene, show the usual love, and basically talk about what's coming out. Basically, I've seen that a lot of companies have been like upping their stock. I know next week we will be having Beef Dex come on. I know he just dropped the stock. I know a ton of people are basically either gearing up towards it or it's like they're either gearing up towards it or they're like releasing it. And it's just like, it's interesting to me how like the preparation and how they like basically start to announce and how they basically start to feature when they're going to be dropping decks and stuff. And I love looking at that stuff and like basically trying to keep a sharp eye. I know Eminence got stuff coming out. Hampton's got Burberry decks out. ASI, I think, just re-upped the shop. And then it's just like everybody's like restocking up right now. Maze Fingerboards, what, Scouty? What do you got going on? I got my dog crying to me right now. She just wants to hang out, but I'm totally working right now. Come on, sweetheart. Dude, Yogrim FB, I think that's how you say Yogrim. He just released a bunch of dope clips on his page. And then also shout out to Midwest Fingerboard or FBS. They're having the Block Party 2018 in Dayton, Ohio, which is going to be a big event for the Midwest. Shout out to those guys doing that stuff. I know a bunch of brands are going to be out that way. I know Red Wolf and Wysocki Wills is going to be over there. And then Go Hard's going to be out there competing. Can you not tear my shoe up, dog? Word up to Grimy Fingerboards and all the Grimy Fingerboards family, of course, as usual. Word up to TayFB for his 1K. Or what is it? Is he at 1K or 10K? I think it's 10K. I can't remember. But he's at hella. Here, let me look. Real quick, just to give him the proper shot. Yeah, 10K. Jesus Christ, man. That dude's throwing bangers. I can't believe that like there's people out there going that big. And then Beast Pants and Victus, if you guys are in the Beast Pants team, I know he's going to be releasing some new footage very soon, so keep an eye out for him. Shred and Breakfast, I know he's going to be talking about it. He's going to be coming out with a new video series, and I'm really excited to see it, or a new video, I should say. Yeah? What? My dog is just like talking to me. Milkbox brand, they definitely just did a hot drop on all their wooden obstacles, and those things are looking mad good, man. I'm really excited to see what they have to offer as they continue to grow as a company. 5 Lux got a drop out. They actually have stuff on the website right now. Fingerboard Connoisseur just finished a wonderful set. If you're into just looking at fingerboards, definitely check out the customs he just did. And he's just really like coming into his like style and what it is that his brand is looking to present. What do you want, sweetheart? She's looking at me like she wants to like go outside or something, but I have to finish this first. Deadwood's got a huge sale. Like I think they're doing like hella clearance right now. Hang on, let me let her out. Give me 1 second, fellas. Logistics. Back. Sorry about that. Gotta take care of the pup. But yeah, I know Deadwood just did a clearance set, so I think they have a lot of decks on sale for $10. And then Tricky FB also is doing that right now for the $10 sales for all their boards. Dynamics got new packaging, so they'll be sending out new Dynamic trucks. We'll be sending out new packaging with their trucks, so that looks super good. But that being said, let's transition over the interview. But actually, before I do that, I just wanted to like just like cover this because I recently like I've been posting, I've been trying to sell stuff and stuff, and I've been open to trades for things that I can actually use like for the sets for filming and things like that. As you guys know, like I move around a bunch and I'm like in college and shit like that, and I just find it interesting that like I had someone come onto my my page and basically offer a handmade product, and I guess they're like they make miniature stuff or miniature obstacles, and basically I let them know like I don't have any interest in that shit, like I don't want it, like I'm not looking for that, I'm looking for brand shit, like I'm looking for something that I can ride and I don't have to put together, like you know, like stuff like that. And this man proceeded to just kind of like call me like a douchebag because I didn't appreciate his art style or like his miniature set. And I just thought that was super fucking whack. It's like, dude, if no one, if I don't like your shit, like get the fuck over it. Like back to like you need to back the fuck off. Like telling me I'm not the type of people that you need to associate with. Like all I do is reciprocate love in the scene, but you know that I will be honest about everything that I talk about. And if I think your shit is not cool, I will say, yo, I don't want that because I don't like it. So you cannot be mad at me. So that being said, I don't mean to like touch on something negative, but he literally went on like an 11 comment page back to back with me about how I'm like an asshole for not wanting his miniature shit and me saying that it's not brand. He's like, you saying you only want new stuff. I'm like, no, I'm looking to trade for something that I don't have already that I can actually use for the program and like when I'm filming for my own page. So it's just like you cannot be like when you're doing trades and stuff like that, especially if it's stuff you made, you can't be taking shit personal. Like there's gonna be people that like your shit, there's gonna be people that don't like your shit. So it's just like there's people that like the sesh, and there's people that don't like the sesh. So I just think that's super interesting that would like that happened. But yeah, let's go ahead and give your friend from that one time a call. We're gonna get into the interview with him as well, and hey, I'm gonna let him know. And we're going to talk about basically Shred and Breakfast, his page, and all the stuff that he's got going on. And, yeah, let's get involved. And let's go ahead and give him a ring. Hey, how you doing?
Hey there, Stevie. How's it going?
It's good, man. How you been in the 10 minutes? What has it been, like a couple hours since we last talked?
Yeah, it's been about 2 hours. I've been doing fine. I actually just helped my girlfriend move some stuff into our new place.
Oh yeah, dude! Like I'm really excited to get this interview in, dude. I've been trying to like, you know, I'm trying to get involved with everybody as much as I possibly can. But there's certain companies that I see doing their own thing that it's like, that person went out of their way to make this and like made it happen. And like Shred and Breakfast since the beginning, like when I watched, I was like, dude, this guy's getting a collaborative of dope writers together. Like, tell me a little bit about yourself first. Of course, let me not get ahead of myself, and then follow up with like how you got started with like coming up with the idea for Shred and Breakfast.
Alrighty. You want me to go into that now, or?
Yeah, you can go right now.
All right, cool. So the idea came to me initially, not even necessarily Shred and Breakfast as a concept, but just the idea of an actual team came to me after about a year of I went through about 3 or 4 different sponsorships where I just felt like they wouldn't let me get involved enough. You know what I mean? And so eventually I decided on this idea, like I just need to make a team. Like, forget companies, forget all of it. I just want to get with my friends and make some dope videos. And so I hit up about, I want to say 10 people, and some were into it, some weren't. Most were into it. And then we settled on a name randomly. It just came to me. I posted it as the name of the chat. Everybody loved it.
Yeah, dude. Just the overall look of it and how you're kind of melding it with your current sponsors and like how you've kind of presented it to people and you're like the head chef. It's super like appealing, and I feel like it's super open to everybody, and like writers of any style or like age, I guess you can say, can get into it. As you were kind of growing the rosters, like you said, there was like 10 people that you messaged. Like, were there any specific few people you're like, man, in order for me to make this happen, I want to reach out to these people. Like, these are the few people I really want to have on.
Absolutely, yeah. The first few that I hit up were actually Fingerboard D, who we call the Squad Father, and Cheesy Fingers, Worthless Prophet, just a few of the people that I had already worked with a little bit, talked with a little bit, and just some people I had gotten to know over Instagram and wanted to get to know better.
Oh, excellent, dude. That's cool that you kind of were like, yeah, I kind of got this set map. Well, not like super set, but like, there's these people that I find interesting. And the people you named, I follow almost all of them. And they all produce like really unique and dope clips, especially Worthless. I actually reached out to him about getting him on the show as well. So that'd be awesome. But
He had actually mentioned that. I told him he should do it. He said he will. He's just got a little bit of stage fright.
no, it's all good. I totally understand too. Like that's why I try and keep it like a lot of people are like, why don't you do video chats or whatever it may be? And I just feel like it's easier. Like I've said this before, but it's just easier to say what's on your mind when you can just speak and not have to worry about like the way you're presenting it. You can just say how you feel. You know what I mean? And it's kind of
Totally.
like a
Yeah.
little more like two dimensional, I guess, and like easier to digest. But I know you
Yeah.
run another page for the local scene of your fingerboarding area. What made you kind of decide like not only am I gonna run my own page, I want to run a page of writers that want to produce content, and then I also kind of want to tailor to my own like my own local scene. Is that kind of just like your personality or?
I see. So you're talking about PDX fingers.
Yes.
Is
Yes,
that is that what you're referring to?
yeah, that's what I'm referring to. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that one was actually that was another idea I had. I really want to get a local group together. There aren't like a whole lot of fingerboarders in Oregon as a whole, and
Right.
Portland seems to be really short on them. So I'm not only trying to get people together to just kind of shred, but I'm also looking for new people who see this kind of PDX fingers and they're like, okay, I want to be a part of something. I want people to send me their content so that I can get more Portland
No, that's
skaters
awesome.
out there.
Yeah, it's all like that's a dope way to kind of really get your local scene kind of to come out and give them that little spotlight. You know, if you kind of give them a place to kind of call home and post on, and everybody can kind of build off that. That's actually an awesome idea for like local scene building, and I hope that continues to grow. I found that page really interesting as I like scrolled through it a little bit.
It's a
Um,
little slow right now, but it'll get there for sure.
of course, yeah, everything like I said, like even this, you know what I mean. Everything that you get started, you can't just overnight expect it to be like, you know, huge. And then especially working on all the projects, if I can speak, that you are, I can understand that you kind of have to spend your time wisely and kind of focus on what's taken off and what's not. You know.
Yeah, I'm a pretty busy guy. Absolutely.
Excellent. No, that's you tend to do it when you kind of get involved. It's a lot of love, you know, personal love. But I was gonna ask, you have a new project coming out with the Shred and Breakfast people, and you have like 80 to 90% of the team like in the video.
Yep.
What's the process of like getting all those clips together and getting all the team together to kind of film something that large?
Well, I'd say 80% of the process is just nagging everybody to get their clips in. Uh, but no, for this particular project, we're calling it Shred and Breakfast the movie, and actually, we're trying to get 100% of the team on it. We have about 80 to 90% of the people already done, and we're doing it in a very strange way. First time we've done this, we actually decided to split the team into two groups. I'm taking one half, and Worthless, my amazing vice president, is taking the other half. And
Awesome.
then we kind of decided to split it into two projects. So what my half is doing, where we have 9 people on my half, and we're doing 3x3 collabs, so 3 people, 3 minutes. And then he's doing, I think, single edit.
Oh,
So
okay.
it should come out to be about 15 to 18 minutes long.
Ooh, that's like really exciting to think about though. Like that's like almost DVD worthy. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I'm actually really excited because the like we talked a little bit about, you know, like the people that you have on the team, and then you got Cherry you have like brand owners, you know what I mean. You have like a very
Yep.
like spread array of people, and I tend to like to interview people like that because there's no like, you know, there's no like other thought than let's make quality content. There's no like inner market like clash, or you know what I mean, things like that. And I
Right.
find it so
No, I mean
interesting.
the original concept with the team was just that we wanted to promote each other, so
Right.
like some of us have companies like you said, we have Go Hard is on the team, and Nick FBP and W has his own company,
Awesome.
Cherry Tape, the fingerboard queen, we have those company owners, so we want to promote them as well. And then of course their sponsors, like
Right.
Cheesy and Fingerboard D and Go Hard are all on Encompass, so we just did this thing with Encompass. It's kind of just we want to promote the community as well as promote the companies owned by the members and the companies sponsoring.
Right. It's kind of like a web family tree of like support. You know, everybody's kind of like leaning on one another, and also like you kind of have these roots with like Encompass and things that you kind of all spread out from. And I just think that's a kind of a new generation thing that I enjoy, that everybody kind of like you can have your own brand and still ride for other teams, because it just shows like you've supported, you know, in the you know, it just shows like the consistent support throughout the market, you know.
Absolutely, yeah.
With that though,
And another thing I
oh, go
do
ahead.
want to mention while I'm here, the other thing with our team is that we're also kind of like a big family. So With that, like for example, one of the new members, Finger Mafia, he just lost his setup. It got stolen or something. So a bunch of members of the team got together and donated parts and pieces, and now he has two.
Really? So you guys were able to kind of like, as a squad, piece this man's like setup and get him back riding again. That's kind of incredible.
Absolutely.
Dude, that's what teams are about, though, I guess. And you guys are trying to show it on like a different level in a more closer niche way.
Absolutely. Yeah, we definitely want to get that team aspect out there because I feel like a lot of the brand teams aren't really riding together. They're just kind of like trying to get free stuff, which that's not like I feel like a team should represent their brand. You know what I mean? They should come out
Exactly.
and do various things for that brand. And like we've had meetups and we have like all these collabs and things like that. And I think that's more what brand teams should be like. So we want
Yeah.
to kind of make that.
It's kind of more of like a collaboration on all ends instead of just, oh, we all kind of happen to advertise this grip tape or like, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Well, that's incredible. Like with that, like transitioning over to from the team to your personal writing. And you said you were, you're kind of in and out of teams and it wasn't giving you what you wanted. What were your kind of your first experience? You don't have to like name names of the brands or anything, but like what were your kind of first experiences with sponsorship before making your own situation? And what kind of made you realize like, oh, I need to do my own thing?
Well, to be perfectly honest with you, the first team that I was on, it was kind of like they weren't really supporting the riders at all. They kind of didn't
Right.
mention them or post their clips or anything like that. Like we just didn't get any credit. And when I tried to start up a team chat, everybody just left.
No. So there was no
So
like
and
unity.
then with that, I've had similar situations arise with other teams. I tried starting another team a while back, but that didn't really go so well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this just kind of this picked up the right way, you know.
Exactly. Like the right momentum. I totally feel that. Like it just, you had the right people, you had the right energy. Yeah, like, and then your own personal writing, the clips that you upload, you kind of have this unique writing style, and then the way you edit your clips and the music choice that you have. Like what is your, how can you self-explain? I know it's hard to kind of do your own and talk about your own writing style because it's like, oh, it's just me doing my thing. How can you best describe your way of the way you present fingerboarding, you know what I mean, through your social media? And like, I don't like to just say how do you express your style of fingerboarding, because like sometimes like your style and how you express yourself on social media with your style, it's not just like the tricks you do, it's the editing and the way you do it. So like, how do you best describe yourself?
That's pretty tough.
That's
Um,
why I have
honestly,
to ask these questions.
honestly, when it comes down to that, it's like, do I talk about like I'm not really a huge fan of my own style, to be honest. So I guess that kind of hurts anything to say on it. I guess my thing is like I learned impossibles and tray flips before any.
Right.
So those are like my go-to tricks. At the end of a combo or at the beginning of a combo, I'm always doing an impossible or a tray flip.
It's that pocket trick.
So I personally find that problematic, but a lot of people say they really like my impossibles. So I don't know. But overall, the way that I portray it, I try to make it my favorite kind of scene in skate videos, like back in the day, was those ones where it's like nighttime skate park flick with the overhead light. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, they bring out the generators and the lights, and you got the one guy filming at the base of the stair set or whatever.
Exactly. Or like, those street spot videos where you just got one really bright light and like it's late at night and it's just a dude skating on one little spot. I love that.
Yeah, that
Feels
feel, that
classic.
like kind of cozy feel.
Yeah.
No, that's kind of like, I like when people kind of have that image in their head of what it is. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people just say, "Oh, I like loose," or like, or like I like to keep my stuff clean, or I don't mind if it's messy. Like you kind of have like an image in your head of what you see or like what you feel when you're riding, and that's kind of like, I feel like that's what gives people that different flavor. And I think like, that fact that you can kind of put a word behind it gives you like inspiration almost.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think that people when they take inspiration from other fingerboard, you get a very different feel than when people take inspiration.
Yeah, that makes plenty of sense. Um, okay, with the new project and everybody's coming in, you're saying getting everybody's footage like submitted, and like just trying to piece everything together. Is there any parts that you're specifically like, ooh? Well, I know this is kind of like everybody's part because it's your team, and you're like you picked everybody for a reason. But is there any new people or like anybody that you're like super excited to think about? Like, ooh, this person's gonna be sending me some footage, and we're gonna be putting it together. They're gonna bring this angle to the video. Who do you think is gonna bring like a spicy clip?
That's see, and you're absolutely right because the whole team. I mean, we've all improved so much since the beginning, and all the new people have even gotten better over the last couple weeks when they just got on the. It's just crazy. We hype each other up so much. Honestly, I think out of the new people, I've been most impressed with Skater FB. That's SK8ERFB.
Yes, I
She
know.
just
Yeah.
puts out so much content, and like every time I'm like, "Hey guys, I need clips for this thing," she's just like, "Got you," and it's done.
Like, oh, here you go. I just sat down and filmed it just now as you asked.
Right? Yeah. It's like it
It's
takes
done.
no time at all with her. She just gets it done. It's awesome.
Hey, that's good to have writers that are always filming. You know what I mean? That's always good. You can't be mad at that.
Not at all.
All right. Is there any? I know you have the decks, like the Encompass collab decks, but can people? And I don't know if I'm like peering too far down the line, or maybe this is something you've talked about but haven't gone across. But can we expect any sort of like hype product or like, I don't know, some shred and breakfast like utensils to eat our breakfast with, or like what can we expect from you guys? You know what I mean?
Oh man, that's a great idea. I might steal that from you. So
Feel free. This stuff is
other
all
than
open.
like
The sesh is open.
yeah, totally. Other than like the team members' products, which right now we're only selling jelly tuning, but we plan to get some more products out there. I know for a fact we are going to have cherry tape on the website at some point. You heard it here first. And then I know that we were talking with Bottom Up. I don't know if you've heard of them. They're kind of a newer company,
Say that one more time.
family operation. Since they're still kind of getting their numbers up there, we wanted to support them by doing kind of something similar like we did with Encompass. But other than that, it doesn't look like we're going to do any branding or branded products just yet, other than what other people are making.
So basically, the main focus is to kind of come together as like I wouldn't say like a web store or web page, but kind of have a place where people can buy the collaboratives, like all the people involved, all the products they
Right.
produce on their own. Yeah, that's
It's
kind
like
of a dope idea.
conglomeration.
Exactly. Awesome. Okay. Well, with the new clips, and I've seen like you've been filming. You're getting your stuff in there. You're making sure. Do you ever find it hard to kind of keep up with your own personal Instagram and trying to keep your own personal writing, and then also doing all the stuff for Shred and Breakfast?
Yep, I definitely do. But what I've got kind of a system where what I do is every week I plan out 2 days to film for Shred and Breakfast stuff and 1 day to film for myself. On those days that I film for myself, I do end up putting out like 4 edits a day though. So like
It's like I'm
it can
exhausted.
kind of yeah, it can get split up pretty poorly and I'll end up being up for like 40 hours just recording.
Exactly. And sometimes even just turning the camera on because it's like you don't ever want to just turn the camera on for something average. When you're turning the camera on, you're like, okay, I got to do something that's gonna have me sitting here for like an hour, like let me get comfortable, let me make some coffee, and I just think that's like I find like of course I always will appreciate pro writers and I appreciate like everything that they bring to the content creation of fingerboarding because it's kind of like the basis of it. But I find the guys that have their own companies and still manage to ride and shred and like actually like ride confidently. I think that's kind of like that extra step of love because like not only do you have the passion of the creation, but also the passion of like the hobby. So it's just like
Oh yeah,
it's
definitely.
much respect to guys like you that like keep the hobby and then the professional side of it kind of hand in hand and like kind of
Yeah,
push the
absolutely.
level.
Of course, we don't really make a huge amount of actual money off of Shred and Breakfast
Right.
either, and that's never really been the goal. I mean, we do sell the jelly tuning and stuff, but that's just mostly to support our Google Drive so that we
Yeah.
can upload stuff.
No, that makes sense though. You're just trying to keep it basic, kind of keep it minimal. For now, like of course if it blows up to more, that's just fate. But like that's kind of
Right.
like the best way to look at it.
We're not going to try to stop progression, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa! We're growing way too fast. Everybody, stop producing content now. No, that's pretty funny. Okay, I gotta ask you. Okay, if you had to ride with someone on the team for one day, for like the whole day, and it can only be one person, who would it be?
See, you can't be putting me in positions like that, Stevie.
I
That is
know.
just
Okay,
not fair.
you gotta give me. And I'm not saying it's like the favorite or whatever, but who are you looking at right now? They go, man, I need to see what they're cooking. I need to see like what's in their head. You know what I mean? Because your team is it's an array of people. You know. I'm gonna ask you more questions about like more. Would you really who would you rather do this with? So don't think that just because you said one person, you're not gonna be able to say other people too.
Oh, geez. Okay, so with this one, I think right now the person I'm most interested in working with, just because I just did a collab with him, and one of the movie collabs, spoiler alert, is going to be with me and him.
Spoiler.
Salty Fingers
Right.
is amazing, and I've loved working with him. So yeah, working with him in person would be
Awesome. No, yeah, a lot of his clips are bangers, man. There's a lot of the guys that I follow just off of your ads that you post in the clips, and it's just like, man, they're putting up some big clips. Okay, next
oh yeah.
question. One of the riders in the team, who would you rather start a product company, or like which one of them would you most likely be able to start a successful product company with?
Backwood Bubs, hands down.
Yeah. No, that makes plenty of sense.
Just because he's very business minded. We've met in person. We get along really well. We're both on the same wavelength, so I could totally see that happening.
That makes plenty of sense. Okay, if you had to sit and edit clips with, who do you think would have the most similar mindset as you on the team?
Oh man, you are hitting me with some issues here. Uh, well, okay, so I'd have to say probably Worthless Profit, just because I mean that's mostly why he is the vice president of the team, just because he puts in the work, and him and I have a similar editing style. It there's
No, that's awesome. No, I think Worthless is like a great fingerboarder, and I hope he does decide to come on. And I'm glad you said it because I was gonna say the way you guys ride, even though you listen to two different types of music and stuff like that, like the basis of your flow and like the tricks, like how you film and stuff. I see like I was like, dude, they kind of would do a dope part together. You know what I mean? Just the way you guys
yeah,
like
we've been
fingerboard.
talking about it, doing the presidential edit for a little bit, but it always gets in the way because there's just too many other going on.
Exactly. There's always the what if edits that you would love to get around to, but it's just like you got to do what you got on your plate right now. You know?
Absolutely, yeah. And usually we have like two or three huge projects going at a time, so it's really hard to get smaller projects in.
Exactly. All right. With future projects and like I talked about product and I talked about like we talked a little bit about your video editing and stuff. Is there any personal things that you kind of want to get out before like just for your own personal writing, like this year or like any sort of like near goals that you want to get down for your own personal page?
Yeah, I mean, mostly just like a couple of specific trick combinations that I haven't been able to get down lately. I've been trying to get kickflip hurricane frontside. Uh, what is it? It's kickflip hurricane and then frontside big spin, big flip out. Ah, there we go.
Oh man, that's like a lot of one way and then back the other way.
Right, yeah, no, sorry, no, it's 360 hard flip, like big hard. I don't even know what to call it. Is that big hard flip? Is that what that would be?
Yeah, yeah. I guess a big hard flip if you're doing a 360 shot. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
No, that makes funny. No, that's like those tricks that you're kind of like you see that you're like, oh, I could do this, but I don't know when this is gonna happen. Those are always the ones that
Yeah.
I can't wait to see that come out in a future clip. I'll be definitely keeping an eye out for that. So when I see, I'm gonna comment, oh, there it is. Finally got around to it,
Yeah,
huh?
dude. If you make that, if you actually catch it and go, "Oh yeah, hey, there's that trick you mentioned," that would be surprising.
No, that's pretty funny. I'm actually gonna keep an eye out for that now, just to make reference of it. Um, and then lastly, of course, I'm winding down. I'm gonna ask you like two more questions. Of course, I was like, with the like everything that you want like for the team and things like that. What is like the best like what is like the end goal that you want for Shred and Breakfast in the sense of like not just like team members and things like that, but like what kind of like what kind of perception do you want to receive from the community?
It's I guess it's hard to describe in words, but I guess the best frame of reference I can give you is I think we're heading kind of toward more of what like Braille skateboarding is doing.
Right, right. I get what you're saying.
So
I've seen those videos.
yeah, so in that sense, I guess it's like I just want people to recognize us as a group of talented people, and that's really about it.
No, that's you know, you can't ask too much, you know, and you got that perspective year, you know, you're just trying to see where exactly is this going and how high is it gonna get, you know, and that's
Right,
you know it's
exactly. And
wise.
it's really we're planning as we go. So
No, excellent. And then for you personally, I always have to end with this question because I feel like it's critical to the fingerboarding scene for people to know. What is your end goal and what is your ending perception and effect and like lasting impression you personally want to leave on fingerboarding? Not just with like shred and breakfast and stuff like that, but just like with your pages and just like, you know, like everything that you do.
well, I just want to be everyone's friend from that one time. You know, the guy that everyone remembers
Exactly.
from that one occasion where he did that one thing, or maybe you both did that one thing. Who knows? I'm just that one guy.
Yeah, maybe you guys were together doing that one. Yeah, you know, hey, that you know, you can't. That's that best friend you got. You know what I mean? Hey, that one time we did that one thing. You know, exactly.
Exactly. Yeah, there you go.
Well, all I gotta say is thank you so much for coming on the show. This is gonna be your opportunity to kind of like say whatever you got coming out, advertise, take as much time as you need, or like you know any last minute things you want to say or like kind of put out there. This is kind of your
Oh
chance
yeah,
to kind of have the
definitely.
mic. Yeah, you go ahead.
So yeah, on that note, first of all, go follow at Shred and Breakfast FB on
Yes.
Instagram, first and foremost. And then other than that, we have Shred and Breakfast the movie coming out. No date for that yet, but probably going to be this month. We've got a whole bunch of other huge edits coming out on YouTube and on Instagram, so go check out both. Um, Big shout out to Fingering Board because he is making us stickers for our web store, which is awesome. And those should be coming out by the end of the month too. And shout out to Encompass Decks.
Word, man. You heard it here first, people. This is your friend from that one time, Shredded Breakfast, the chef cooking it up. Thank you so much for coming on the show, my man.
No problem, man. Thanks for having me. I had a blast.
Excellent. Well, don't worry. Like I say that everybody that you know like it has caught my eye and I want on the show. You will return. We always want to have roundtables. We want to have writers, people that own companies and different like you know things inside the scene. So this is not the end. You will return one way or another.
Sounds like a plan. Sounds fun. I'm definitely down for it whenever.
All right, excellent, my guy. I will definitely talk to you soon. Okay.
All right. Have a good one, man.
You too. Bye bye. That was your friend from that one time, ladies and gentlemen. This is the sesh. This is what we do. We get the community. We talk about big things coming out. Yeeter beater, everybody that's coming in to hang out. If you're just sliding in, if you're just getting comfortable, getting cozy, this is the sesh. We just finished our interview. Like I said, we got a bunch of jobs coming out. I really appreciate your friend from that one time coming on to talk about Shred and Breakfast. That team is something you should definitely be keeping an eye out for. It is indescribable, like how teams are just being able to come together, no matter what brand they come from or what sponsorships and all the different types of writers that we have in the community, and just basically pump out like the good clips. You know what I mean? Good stuff, and then come together, even sell products on the same webpage. So that being said, this is that episode. I don't have anything else to talk about. All I gotta say is I hope all you guys like you know stay cool. Summer out there, get them outdoor sessions going, but make sure you keep that water on you. You'll be dying out here of thirst. You know, make sure you PayPal. Make sure you PayPal safe when you're doing trades. What else? Don't get scammed out here. What else do you kids need to know? Stop uploading poor clips, poor quality. You want to see some high quality shit. Other than that, though, guys, thank you everybody that represents Shred and Breakfast. Everybody on the team, you know those guys. You guys, I appreciate you and all the quality stuff, and even some of the people that have been on the show before. And other than that, we're gonna ride out of here. I'm gonna bump some tunes and I'm gonna ride out of here. Let's get it. Hey, 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 get in my way and try to block.